Hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Golf After Hours. I am your host, Mike Ratchman. You're watching us live on the Texas Golf Insider Network. Dave Roberts will be joining us here right after the break from Dover, Delaware. He's taking the road. He's taking Golf After Hours on the road nationally, and here in another month or so, he's going to take it overseas. He's stretching our viewership among all the people in the armed forces. So we'll catch up with him right after the break. Hey, folks, listen, we have a really good show for you tonight. Uh, our guest tonight are Lee Smith. He's the regional manager of Worldwide Golf Shops at Edward Watts. And at the turn, Barry Willingham, who's president and CEO of Shangri-La Resort at Grand Lake, Oklahoma. He's going to join us. And folks, listen, stick around. I got some photos that received some voters from their PR fund. This is phenomenal. I mean, here's a gentleman and his corporation who spent over $100 million, bringing this place back to life. So we're really looking forward to talking to him. And you might want to stick around. He might have some deals and give you a reason to come on up. And then we'll recap the European Ryder Cup picks. And live players can now play on the PGA Tour. I can't wait to talk to Dave about that and how he feels. Yes, folks, you're going to see some of the other side coming back to the PGA. We'll talk about it. We'd like to take your take on it too. Be sure you're going to join us here right after the break. We'll take your comments. Don't go away. Golf After Hours. Grab yourself a cold one. It's Golf After Hours. We're coming right back. Welcome back, everybody. Golf After Hours. Mike Ratchman here. Dave Roberts in Dover, Delaware. What is
Hi,
going on?
I'm Rod Serling, and this is The Twilight Zone.
They got him in a little, there he is. They got him in a little cubby. And so we're trying to bring him out here. Dave has taken our show on the road. And here in another month or so, he's taking it out to all the service people in America, not only here, but across the seas. So Davey's on the road. I'm glad I'm not paying for that one. Dave, welcome in, buddy.
I don't know, man. Like I said, I'm Rod Serling, and this is The Twilight Zone. It seems like it because of the time zones that I've been going through. I mean, last week I was Mountain Time. This time I'm Eastern Time. Next week I'll be on Pacific Time. But we're spreading the Grow Golf Around the World tour. We're here at the Dover Air Force Base, and Delaware is the first state of the union, so that's kind of awesome. And there's a lot of old relics and stuff, but it's a kind of cool place. They're mad at me here because it's now 92 degrees here. They said I brought the heat from Texas because they're normally about 80 degrees. And, I told them, call the White House. I mean, it's just right down the road. So,
hey, 80 degrees, that's a cold front in Texas.
Right. But right now, just today's high was 92. And these people
that's
are
still
like,
a cold
we're burning
front.
up. And I'm like, 92, that's my overnight low. So, but having a good time, Ratch, just, growing the game. It's part of the ecosystem. And everybody's like, well, what are you doing? If we get our players in young, starting between the ages of 4 to 9, like the Payne Stewart, where we had them on the show last year.
Right.
And then you get them through the PGA Junior League and US Kids and First Tees and things like that. You grow them into young adults, as they're going through high school, they finish, they go to college, they play, and they got a 92-year-old guy out here who plays, and it's kind of cool. I mean, he has a big old long tee about this big. He bends over, puts the ball on the tee, he hits it, then he gets his little green cup on, like you put on your putter, and he has a stick, and he picks it up, he puts it back on the tee, he hits his next shot, and he repeats it till he finishes. And I'm like, the most amazing thing I've ever seen in my life.
You're never too old, Gravy. Never too
92.
old at all.
92.
I know you're passing. I know you're going all over the country promoting the game, man, and I'm glad you're making part of the Golf After Hours crew part of what you do. Hey, David, before we get started, man, we lost two icons this weekend, man. We lost Jimmy Buffett, and folks, if you've been to a Jimmy Buffett concert, you know it's for real. I mean, this guy was phenomenal at everything he did. He's going to be definitely missed. Passed away at 76 years old, and Jimmy Buffett's going to be mixed big time. His songs are going to last forever. And then one of our favorite guys, my favorite guy too, Bob Barker. I mean, 99 years old, and he had made himself famous in the golf industry when he played with Happy, or he played on the Happy Gilmore movie. With
Yeah, he
Happy.
knocked him out. Actually, he sucked. He was wrestling, fight with the guy. But yeah, that's two icons, and it puts it in perspective. Jimmy Buffett, you and I have sang his songs many times before on the
Oh
stage.
man.
So that goes there, and then Bob Barker. What can I say? Not only with The Price is Right for 40 something years, but also he was a animal rights activist, and he wanted to take care of the animals, and he was big that way. And so, like you said, they'll be missed.
Yep.
Um,
We were doing some Jimmy Buffett songs last night. We had our band out practicing. We got a gig in October, believe it or not. So, matter of fact, if any of you folks want to come on out, it's at Guadalupe Brewery, October 25th, from 6 o'clock until 8. Dave, you'll probably be taking some live shots out there. We might even do the show out there, Dave. Who the hell knows? We could
I'm
possibly
looking
do
at
that.
I'm here on my phone looking at my schedule right now, going, am I going to be back on the 25th? I hope so. So
Hey, listen, some big shakeup here, huh? Did you hear Justin Thomas fires his coaching staff?
yeah,
Uh,
poor dad.
you
Poor
know
dad.
that has to be just a little tricky. I mean, Dad has been his coach, swing coach for forever, right?
Yes, but that's what happens when all these tour players they start freaking out, and they and his dad probably said, you know what, it's about time for him to go anyway. Um, go in a different direction. I don't think it was like, okay, Dad, you're fired, kind of like
Yeah.
what Ty did to his mom back in 2011, but we're not counting that. But it comes a point in time where Justin needs to retool because he's one of those picks on the Ryder
Okay.
Cup. You and I both didn't agree. There were some more hotter players, and but it's a tough gig. I'm waiting for that day for Ty to fire me. I mean, it's going to happen.
Yeah, and again, I think it's a business move. He had his worst year ever since he started his career. And so yeah, you're probably right. It's time for a change, and he can't make a putt. I mean, he looked like me out there. You
You know,
know,
he needs to go to. He needs to go to one of the guys we've had previously on our show who told great stories. He needs to go to Butch Harmon, just like Ricky did, and all the
yeah.
rest. It just seems like Butch rekindles um, people's, careers. Matter of fact, it's so
Well,
funny.
hey,
I was
this
in
is
the airport and I had my PGA shirt on and I was wearing a hat and I was walking through the airport in Chicago and I heard a guy yell Butch. He actually thought from the side that this mug looked like Butch Harmon. There ain't no way in hell. But that was
now
about
we
it.
can see you. Oh, okay. Now we can't see you. Hey, listen, it is going to be a tough break for his dad and stuff like that. But it's not like the family's hurting at all. But he needs to get his act together. And I'll tell you what, a lot of pressure coming up here in 2 weeks when he goes to Italy. We'll see if there was some right picks being made. Hey, speaking of that, the Europeans made their pick, and
Yeah.
we all pretty much knew McIlroy, Rahm, Hovland, Hatton, Fitzpatrick, McIntyre, Fleetwood, Straka. I tell you what, I think their team looks a little bit better than our team. The only guy who's their Justin Thomas pick is Shane Lowry. I don't see that. That's a big circle there. He hasn't done nothing this year. I mean, now he might be he might be matched up with Justin Thomas on a couple matches.
Yeah,
But
but we would want that match to finally end if they both play each other. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
That would be a little bit dangerous. But Mike, you take a look at that Shane Lowry, and we don't agree with Justin Thomas either. But I think that they're going in for the inspirational part of it because they've been there, done that.
that
Shane
could be.
Lowry Open Championship, against all odds and stuff, and maybe that's it. And you and I were talking about it last week. Maybe both of those players don't play a lot, but maybe one during the first couple of sessions and then singles, and
Yeah.
let the younger, fired up guys get all the points. I mean, but that would be a good match. Shane Lowry, Justin Thomas. They'd probably half it because nobody wanted to win. I mean, but I'm just, you know,
It
yeah, but
will.
you got to see what jet lag does for you, baby. But I've been watching the European tour, on the Golf Channel, because I'm not in normal hours, and some of these guys, man, they're pretty damn good,
I'll
Rash.
tell
But
you
I
what.
think we still, across the board, A to Z, I think we still have the strongest team. If we could just gel as a team like they do over there.
Well, they got three rookies on their team, so we'll see. All these guys are good and they're playing on home turf. We haven't beaten them over there in 30 years, have we? I can't remember. It's been so long. It's been a long, long time since we beat them. I think does that go all the way back to Justin Leonard time or something? Uh,
Well, like I said, they should have got Kobe Stevens. Notice the nice, beautiful shirt that I got on. It starts when what you're wearing, Rash. Like what you're wearing. That's good stuff, man. When you got to look good to play good. That's just a psyche, all there is. And
well,
so,
the better you look, the better you play. I'm a big believer in all of that stuff. Hey, listen, we probably got about a minute and a half left. I got to get to this. I wanted to get to see how you felt. The PGA Tour and Live now has come together, Dave, and their first joining is coming up. And the Live Tour came out and said, "Hey guys, you go play any place you want in the country. Go play on any PGA Tour event you want to. You just got to play the 14 that are scheduled for this next year, and then we'll talk about 2025." So this thing is reaching out way past 2024, 25. Dave, do you see a lot of these guys coming back?
no,
Oh,
because
really?
one of their big thing was accept all the money and play less golf. So then why do you want to come back? Plus the scrutiny in the locker room, I think that's going to be detrimental to what's going down as well. Um, because there is some bad blood between some of them, but some of them there's
Sure.
not. Some really could care less. But you've got the guys like Dustin Johnson who's making a gazillion dollars. They're going to come back for the majors, but what tournament out there? Okay, Bay Hill's is an invitational. Memorial is an invitational. I mean, the Pebble Beach is an invitational, which they don't have to play. They don't play half the time anyway. So, what other ginormous tournament would entice them, knowing that now they got to put slacks on? They have to play 72 holes, and they don't have any guaranteed money coming in.
Yeah, but how about $4 million purses, Dave? That's
Okay,
a big hunk of change.
if
I
you
think you're going to see.
are
I
the
think you're going to
winner,
see quite a few. That's only 14 that they have to do. These guys can play 26, 30 rounds of golf. They don't have to do 52 a year anymore. So are they going to cash in on some of that? Not only that, but qualifying for the FedEx, getting into some of that stuff. Yeah, I think they're going to want you. You're going to see some of them come over. We don't know who yet, but once we get back to our one and done, we'll figure all that stuff out. Hey,
I
buddy.
don't see a lot of them coming back because they said they're going over there to play less golf and make more money.
Well, we got to leave that where it's at. We got to go take a break and see if we can pay some of these bills that we can afford to keep you on the road and
Yes.
making us money. Hey, folks, if you haven't had a cold one yet, do it now. Golf After Hours. Dave and I will be right back.
Landa Park Golf Course offers an exceptional golf experience to players of every level. This newly redesigned 18-hole public course, nestled along the Comal River, combines a challenging layout with spectacular Texas Hill Country views. Located in the heart of historic New Braunfels, Landa Park Golf Course is convenient to players from Dallas to San Antonio and everywhere in between. Escape the routine. Call the Pro Shop to book your tee time today or visit us online at landaparkgolfcourse.com.
Step into this clubhouse and you're stepping into history. Walk this fairway and imagine you're in the gallery of one of the first PGA Tour events, or cross this bridge and know that Nelson, Hogan, Palmer, and Crenshaw each crossed it first. Because this is Brackenridge Park, the oldest 18-hole public golf course in Texas, site of the first Texas Open and home to the Texas Golf Hall of Fame. Set your tee time today and step into history at Brackenridge Park.
Just minutes north of San Antonio on Highway 281, you will find Valor Creek Golf Club in Blanco, Texas. Valor Creek is now offering stay-and-play packages starting at $150 per person per night. Relax in the beautifully furnished Tuscany Heights condominium and walk out your front door and play one of the Hill Country's premier semi-private golf courses. So break away from the city and make Valor Creek the perfect getaway for a peaceful weekend or family outing. Call us now at 830-833-0706 or go to www.vcgc.golf. That's vcgc.golf.
Are you ready to treat you and your friends to a great golfing experience in 2023? If so, it's time to tee it up at the Club at Star Ranch. Located in Hutto, just 30 minutes from Austin, the Club at Star Ranch offers manicured fairways, pure putting greens, and multiple tee options for all skill levels to enjoy. Home of the 4-hour rounds, the Club at Star Ranch is rated 4.6 stars and strives for course consistency so you and your friends can enjoy the golf experience you deserve. The Club at Star Ranch, where your next round awaits.
Golfers, tee it up at Edwin Watts Golf Shops for the Callaway Fall Fitting Event happening September 11th through the 17th. This event is your chance to get professionally custom fit for any of the 3 all-new Callaway Apex Pro Series iron sets. The Apex family of irons has a new forged construction allowing for elite ball strikes and a pure feel. Don't miss the Edwin Watts Golf Shops Callaway Apex Fitting Event happening September 11th through the 17th. To reserve your free custom fitting, book online at edwinwattsgolf.com.
I'm your host, Mike Rashman. Dave Roberts, coming from Dover, Delaware, spreading the Golf After Hours news. And folks, listen, we got a special guest with us, and no stranger to the show at all. We got Lee Smith. He's the regional manager of Worldwide Golf Shops in Edwin Watts here in Texas and the surrounding areas. and we always like to catch up with them before the summer. And he might have some summer specials running. So, Lee, welcome to the show, man. How you been?
I've been real good, thank you. Everything's been good. It's been a busy and as we all know, pretty hot summer. But hey, cooler weather's at least in sight now. It's not here yet, but it's at least we can talk about when it gets cooler.
I noticed it this morning when I got up. I mean, you can stay up there a little bit longer with that cup of coffee in the backyard. But then all of a sudden it starts sneaking up on you and it's back in again. Of course, right now it's 101 up here.
Yeah.
And
our temperatures aren't quite that high, but with the humidity, the feel like or the heat index has been just tremendous. Played golf Sunday and it was 119 heat index.
Oh God.
And I got done and I was like,
brutal.
Well, no wonder I was hot. Now I realized.
Well, speaking of golf, Lee, I was, Brent and I are friends, and you played at my old stomping grounds, and you played a little extra golf and came in second place, which is congratulations. But I found out today who you actually lost to, and I'm like, I know that feeling.
Yeah, it was a fun deal. So we ended up with, I had myself and my older son and my younger son. The three of us were in the final pairing.
Oh my goodness.
And
it's awesome.
My older son he was defending from last year and he played well Sunday. We ended up tied, and then he made birdie on the second playoff hole to win. So congratulations to him. And sure, I would have loved to win, but it's hard to feel bad when one of your kids wins. So.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
When Dave was
when he was lining up that 20-footer for the win, did you not remind him that you cuddled him from childhood and that he made this?
Yeah.
That you're cutting out the inheritance.
That's right. Yeah. Just remember, that will's not finalized.
That would have been a great one to throw at him, right?
Actually, we probably should have had a little more fun gigging each other, but we didn't. It wasn't ultra serious, but we didn't gig each other much throughout the day or what have you. And truth be known, my younger son, who's a very good player, had it not been for a triple on an easy par 5, if all other things being equal, he would have beat both of us. But anyway, you got to count them all. So he had that one bad hole in there. Otherwise, he might have been in the playoff or won outright.
Well, your whole family are sticks, man. I hear nothing but good stuff about that. I can't wait to come down and play with you.
Yeah,
if I can have a breakaway.
We'll try to get the two of them and go play. And I've got a bad scenario developing, though. They're getting longer by the year and I'm getting shorter by the year. And they don't seem to mind.
And that's when we should be moving up to our proper tees, Lee. We need, I know it's the club championship, but we're not spring chickens anymore,
Well, they haven't let me move up there yet. I haven't succumbed yet, so we'll see. But it does make a difference.
It's not a bad gig, I can tell you that. My 235 and 40-yard drives now are really huge from the up tees. So I've become a fairly good player to have on your team when it comes to handicapping.
Right.
So, well, man, I'm glad. It sounds like you guys had a blast, man. Good for you guys.
We had a good time, and special thanks to Brent. He runs great tournaments and really does a great job with all of those things at the course. So.
Oh man, it's a big time of the year for you guys at Edwin Watts here in Texas. You guys, things start running down. I don't know if you guys already had your summer specials already, or if you got some other things that are going on right now. Racks, I always walk in once in a while, and the racks are filled with stuff that need to go and make some room here. Before you know it, it's going to be a whole new bunch coming in.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's some new products out recently, which doesn't always happen this time of year.
Right.
But Titleist introduced their new line of irons for you can call it 2024, but they'll be in the line for the next couple of years, and they've been met with a lot of excitement by the customers. But it is the time of year when we start slowing down a bit. The dog days of summer, and as you know, when you get football and back to school and things like that, hunting season. Some of the golfers participate in those activities, and it takes some of their golf time away. But the better weather's in sight, and it's my favorite time of year to play coming soon. But with that said, the manufacturers and Edwin Watts, we always have some good deals going on in different areas. You asked me earlier about some of the current deals, and a couple of them that are good, like the TaylorMade Distance Plus golf balls, just for guys who need the staples. We have those. They're $19.99 a dozen, or two dozen for $35 for a good quality TaylorMade ball is a pretty good value. And both Callaway and TaylorMade, who are the top dogs, they're both kind of doing some late season promotions with trade-in bonuses. And with TaylorMade, if somebody buys one of those Stealth 2 drivers, they get a $100 Edwin Watts gift card with the driver. And if they buy a set of the Stealth irons, they get a $150 gift card. So, those are pretty good promotions for somebody who's in the equipment market to consider.
Well, it's only 110 days away from Christmas, but who's counting?
Right.
We are in the golf business, but in the past couple of years, due to the pandemic and how getting things in, has it eased a little bit? Like if someone wanted a special order set of clubs for someone during Christmas, or order that one driver, is stuff coming in more frequent now, or is it still kind of, there's that lead time that needs to be met?
Right now, I would say really we're having no issues. The supply is good. Ordering most things we get in, I'll say in 2 to 3 weeks. There's some exceptions. If somebody orders something very unique or just happens to be out of a shaft, that they want. But for the most part, we feel very confident when people need something custom, we can get it for them quickly. And some of them are coming quicker than 2 weeks even, which is pretty amazing for something that's built to specs. But thank goodness, we're past that time frame in the golf business where getting things was so difficult. It made delivery times. We had some things that were 3, 4, 5, 6 months.
I know.
To get. And it was frustrating for everybody. The golfer wants their clubs during season to be able to play, and we certainly want to put them in their hands. But at the end of the day, if the manufacturer doesn't have the components to build that set, there's not much you can do. But like I say, that's in our rear view mirror now, and we're having no trouble getting 99% of things in a very short time frame.
Good. And what's really kind of nice, folks, listen, if you're thinking about buying a set at Edwin Watts, it's get fit by your own experts in the store. And for folks, I've been there. And the gentleman who tried to fit me and I put him through some pain was Caleb, your guy here in San Antonio. And what a guy. I mean, he really knows his stuff. I tried to buy a driver from him. I want to get a new driver. And Caleb said, man, I'm going to give you the Callaway. I'm going to give you the Titleist. He went through the whole thing, and he goes, Mike, you're hitting that driver that you got in your hand farther than the ones that we have right here. And he says, now, if you want to drop some money, let's do it. And he says, but you're not going to gain much yardage on that. He says, so why don't you take a little break, come on back, and let's try this again. And there was no forcing, no forcing to buy something. And, you don't get that too often. Lee, because
Yeah.
some of the big stores come in, boy, you got to get this now because this price is down.
Yeah.
They kind of come after you a little bit. I've been there before. And
Mhm.
so your fitting staff is really got it under control when you're trying to get fit.
Yeah, well, I'm very proud of them, and we're blessed with a lot of great associates. And the one you mentioned, Caleb's a veteran and very patient and knowledgeable. But at the end of the day, sure, we love to sell golf clubs, but we only want to sell the customer something that is going to be better than what they have. And in your case, you have something that obviously you're used to and suits you real well. It's rare on a driver that somebody doesn't pick up a few yards if they have a model that's 3 or 4 generations old. But he was right in telling you, if you're hitting yours better at this time, then if you want to buy something, look at buying something else, maybe a new wedge or something else you need instead of replacing that driver right at the moment. A couple nice shirts, maybe.
Well, I was there, and I says, okay, listen, I think I'm not going to tell you how much I dropped, but I got some great shorts, I got some great shirts, a couple hats, several dozens of golf balls. I'm not leaving there without buying something, but I am going to go back. I still like the TaylorMade. I like the way it fits.
Right.
But he says, we're working a little hard at it. So let's take a little breathing room. He said,
Right.
come back. He said, let's try that again.
Well, Mike,
That
your
was good
driver is
advice.
5 generations to be exact. So maybe it fits the mold of your age, and that's why you swing it so well. But Lee, you were talking about wedges a while ago. You've got to set some wedges over there, the Zip Core wedges from Cleveland. Right now, I hear they're some of the hottest ones in town. Tell us a little bit about those wedges.
Well, Cleveland has always been a leader in the wedge category, along with some of the other brands that you're very familiar with. But so we have the Cleveland Zip Core wedge, the model that's just 1 generation old, but we have those on sale for $119.99, and most of the current wedges are in the $159 to $199 range. So that's an excellent quality wedge at a good value for somebody who's looking to replace wedges. And the Zip Core technology itself has to do with a lot with the way that Cleveland cuts their grooves, and all of the manufacturers are really making an excellent wedge now, but Cleveland cuts their grooves a little bit different than some of the others, and they feel like it makes the groove more durable, but also able to generate as much spin as allowed by the USGA and the way grooves are designed.
Hey, Lee, we are up against the clock, man. It's crazy how time flies.
Yes, it
when
does.
you're having a good time. Hey, folks, keep this in mind too. Mizuno Elite Field gloves are 2 for $25. You might want to check that out as well.
Mhm.
And there's summer savings that they have on their shoe clearance that's coming up. And I think one thing that's really important, Lee, before I let you go, is to join your partner loyalty rewards and get 2% back on all purchases. I think
Absolutely. That's the loyalty rewards and our 90-day satisfaction guarantee are something our company really promotes and stands strongly behind. But the loyalty rewards program, everything you buy for the year, with 1 or 2 exclusions, but everything you buy for the year, at the end of the year, you get 2% back in the form of a e-gift card. So it's really a great deal. You get that e-gift card in February as you're heading into season, and you can apply it towards, a new club if you need one, or just normal supplies, balls, gloves, or a pair of shoes, whatever a person needs. So that program is being very well received, and anybody who's not part of it, all we have to do is put them into our computer system when they're at the store, and they're enrolled.
Hey, Lee, I want to thank you very much for coming on. I know you guys are busy all day long to spend a few minutes with us. Hey, and we'll get you on again here once we start getting closer to Christmas, because I know you guys will be having some new gear in as well.
Yes, we will. Well, always good to see you guys, and we do need to get that round of golf in sometime this fall. So I look forward.
Well,
to
I'll be
that.
ready after November 1st when it cools down and I'm stopped traveling.
There you go.
Hey, we'll keep you posted on that one, Lee. We'd like to get down and play some golf with you.
All right. Sounds good.
All right, buddy.
All
Have
right.
yourself a good rest of the week. We'll catch up with you soon.
All right. Thank you, Mike. Thanks, Dave.
You bet. Take
Bye,
it easy.
Sealy.
Hey, folks, we're going to go pay some bills, take a real quick break. And when we come back, we're going to Oklahoma. Do not go away. You're going to want to stick around to see what's happening at the Shangri-La. Golf After Hours. We'll be right back.
Golfers, tee it up at Edwin Watts Golf Shops for the Callaway Fall Fitting Event happening September 11th through the 17th. This event is your chance to get professionally custom fit for any of the 3 all-new Callaway Apex Pro Series iron sets. The Apex family of irons has a new forged construction allowing for elite ball strikes and a pure feel. Don't miss the Edwin Watts Golf Shops Callaway Apex Fitting Event happening September 11th through the 17th. To reserve your free custom fitting, book online at edwinwattsgolf.com.
Step into this clubhouse and you're stepping into history. Walk this fairway and imagine you're in the gallery of one of the first PGA Tour events. Or cross this bridge and know that Nelson, Hogan, Palmer, and Crenshaw each crossed it first. Because this is Brackenridge Park, the oldest 18-hole public golf course in Texas, site of the first Texas Open and home to the Texas Golf Hall of Fame. Set your tee time today and step into history at Brackenridge Park.
Welcome back, everybody, to Golf After Hours. Mike Ratchman here. Dave Roberts, way out in Delaware, spreading the Golf After Hours word to all the service people. And we have a special guest. I told you about this at the very beginning of the show. You're going to want to stick around for this. We have Barry Willingham. He's the president and CEO of Shangri-La Resort on Monkey Island, Grand Lake, Oklahoma. And he's got quite the place, and he wants to talk all about it. Barry, pleasure to have you on the show, man. I'm glad you take some time out and talk with us.
Thanks so much for having me. I really appreciate you being here. Yeah.
Hey, listen, before we get to the course and everything else like that, you and I were talking just off camera a little bit, and and I heard the story about, Shangri-La needed a little facelift, and when you decided to purchase it, that, well, maybe you were going to go in and kind of help out a little bit, and, piece by piece, you were going to make this better, and, that's as far as you were going to go, and $100 million later, you come up with Shangri-La. And let me tell you, buddy, I've seen some places before, but these places shine when it comes to the golf course, and what a place you had put together. Now, how did this all get started? Because I know you were never really in the golf industry, were you?
Well, no, and Eddie Gibbs is the owner of Shangri-La, and he's the one that made the $100 million investment. He had a company in Oklahoma, in Tulsa, Oklahoma, that I was with him for 20 years and had various positions. Ended up being the CEO of that company, and then sold it for him. And during that time period, he invested since 2010, he invested $100+ million up here, and really made this place special. It was kind of his give back. He was very successful in business in Oklahoma, and ended up having an international company, or a company that had international reach. And I was privileged to be a part of that whole story. And so I stayed back after we sold the company. And he said, when I was going to retire and leave that company, he goes, "Man, don't retire. Come up here and help me." And I said, "Okay." And so we got up here, and I said, "Well, what's the instruction set?" He goes, "Make it wow." I said, "Roger."
What a great
wow,
boss, huh?
it is, folks. It is wow. Resort hotel. You've got golf. You've got world-class dining. The spa. They just, honey, we're gonna go play golf. We'll see you later. I mean, you've got everything. You're hosting group weddings. You've got events. I mean, that is a wow in itself.
Yeah, a lot of moving parts. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of work, but we've got an incredible team here, and that's one of the things we've worked on the most, is making sure that we don't just deliver a great physical product, but a great experience for our guests as well. And that's where we really go the extra effort on every aspect, including the golf course. It's turned out to be something pretty special. I'm really privileged to be a part of what's going on here.
Well, when you first got there, Barry, and you took a look at the place, and what was your vision when you walked in? Because it was really it needed a facelift. It was really in disarray. And did you kind of take a look at it? You say, "So you want me to make it a wow?" You go, "How long is this going to take?"
Well, what happened right after he bought it? He got up in front of a lot of the residents that were still members here. There was a group called the 84, so there was 84 members still hanging on to what was a luxury cow pasture, basically. I mean, it was pretty rough, and some of the luster and all the history was kind of fading into the lake there. So he made a lot of commitments and a lot of promises. I've known that man for a long time, and when he says it, he does it. And so Jason Sheffield, who is very close to him as well, he was in the contracting side of the business. He came up here with him during that time frame, and I was still running his company in Tulsa, running Eddie's company in Tulsa. But during this whole time, we were collaborating and working together, and he did every single thing he told those people he was going to do, and started putting a little bit of polish on this thing. And one thing led to another. We started off by resurrecting 18 holes on what is called Old Blue. That's the Legends and Heritage Golf Course, and building a new clubhouse. Well, that started out to be a 2,500 square foot facility with a little locker room and a hot dog roller. Well, it turned out being a 14,000 square foot French chalet, 2-story with a 5-star fine dining restaurant, and a pro shop that's fully stocked and beautiful, with a driving range that is just unparalleled, beautiful chipping and short game and sand improvement area as well. So first class on every single step of the way.
And then you added another 9 holes. You have the Champions, and now the Battlefield Par 3 to go along with it. So there's plenty of golf for everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, and what I hear and what I've seen is all the 3 different courses plus the Par 3 gives you a little different flavor. It's just not the same kind of hole there.
That's a fact. We've had several people from the golf industry that know a whole lot more about it than I do, and I've been playing since I was 3. So, but these folks really understand course construction, challenge, and all the elements that go into the technical side of golf. And they said there's nothing like what we produced on the Battlefield Par 3. We had 18 holes of championship golf, and it really is a really fine track, and we spare no expense making it the best there is. Bent grass greens, water features everywhere, and we put Better Billy bunkers in for all of our traps, and use the finest aggregate. And then when we decided, and we thought about it for 2 or 3 years, and said, you know what, golf is really strong. Our rounds are really improving, and we want to do something special here that hadn't been done anywhere else. So we made an 18-hole par 3 golf course, and every single hole is unique. So a lot of par 3s, it's like, wedge, putt, next, wedge, putt, oh, birdie, next. And it's and you play it a couple of times and you're done. This particular course has a signature on every single hole. When you go, hey, remember number 7? You're not remembering all the holes that were identical. Number 7 was unique, and number 8 was different completely than that. You over on 15, and you had to pull out a 3-wood if you're playing from the back tees, at least if you got gray hair like me. And then you go up and you swing at a 246-yard shot on number 16, unless you want to move it up, which you can take it up to about 170 yards. So it scales to whatever challenge you want to have, but it gives you all the golf you want. And people go, oh, you got a little par 3? I said, yeah, get your scratch game and get on down there and get you
You got a little par 3. Hey, this Barry, I've seen some of the photos. And man, you guys carved out a really nice par 3. I was amazed to see those. I thought those were actually of the golf course, and I found out later par 3. And I'm going, holy cow! Of course, I had it verified. Art Strickland came up there here several weeks ago, and he was driving home, and he goes, "Man, you're talking about the wow factor." And he said, "I can't believe what they've done to this place." He says, "I knew I've heard of it before, but so when someone asked me to come on up, he said, yeah, I'll go up and take a look at it." And he said, best couple of days that I have spent in a really long time. He said, but it takes you 2 or 3 days to see the whole thing.
There's a lot to take in. There really is. And when Art was up here, we went around the course, and one of the things that's really special about the battlefield is Eddie has got just this real passion for World War II veterans and the greatest generation, right? And so we have honored one Oklahoma veteran from World War II on every single hole. So you go up to the tee mark.
Oh man, that's great.
It has their name, it has their rank, it has their birth date and their passing date, and then it has obviously yardages from the black, the blue, the green, gold, and the silver tees. But it honors them, and there's a QR code where you can go up and get your phone, and you get the full story about that particular person. And it's kind of a living memorial, if you will. And it's got that cool element of honor and respect, and it'll just kick your teeth in if you don't watch it, because it has a lot of fun to it too. There's 100-foot elevation changes on that course, which is very, very unique.
Well, the overall resort is getting rave reviews. I mean, you've been voted best new resort, voted best lodging in Oklahoma by the Travel Association, and the Tulsa World, which is the besides the Oklahoma City paper, voted best resort in Oklahoma, and that's just recently. So that's those are some honors that show that your commitment to excellence. And I think you mentioned it earlier. It's not about the product; it's all about that experience.
It is, and the people of Oklahoma, they don't really have or haven't in the past had a lot of destination resorts that they could go to. And Shangri-La has been around since 1969. It was founded. It's gone through several ownerships. And the roller coaster that it was on, we decided we were going to take the trajectory in one direction. And, it does get cold in Oklahoma, but what we did back in 2020, we built the Anchor. We had the plans to build the Anchor Recreation and Racket Club. And we needed an indoor facility, an indoor venue. So if it does get a little cold outside, you could, shelter in and still have some fun. So we have a full-scale racket club that has dedicated pickleball courts and tennis courts. We also have an indoor 11,000 square feet of indoor enjoyment that has 2 TrackMan simulators. And it's the coolest room you've ever seen. It's really dolled up. The finishes and the fit in that room is just beyond anything we ever imagined it was going to be. It turned out really good. It also converts to a shooting simulator. And then we've got a big arcade. Of course, we got a big sports bar there. It is Shangri-La. And we got pool tables and ping pong and shuffleboard and all kind of bar games. But it's just a great community. that was the catalyst that exploded and really exposed Shangri-La into the new era of where we're going today. And then right behind that, right on the heels, we didn't get it cleaned up and finished. We broke ground on the battlefield and just opened that back in May. And it's been just a wonderful success. We've been very blessed and fortunate of the attractiveness and the way that the community's responded.
Well, the Anchor Bar, you know, and the whole hotel. I mean, I've got some great photos that you had sent us. And I mean, just to take a look at those in the spread, there was a really nice picture that you had sent at the sundown when everything is all getting settled. I didn't know there was a marina and everything else that was there. But I mean, you guys really had laid groundwork for something special. Has your membership picked up because of all of this? I mean, have you noticed that?
It absolutely has. And, you know, that's a key part of what we do there is our membership is very special to us. I mean, it's a critical part of our organization, always has been. And, you know, we welcome public play and the resort guests as well. But we've struck a very nice balance between making membership very special and also having a really special experience for those that come out for group events and stay at the resort, either transient guest or group. But our membership since 2019 has gone from 450 to 915.
Oh, wow.
So we've really picked up pace and we continue to grow that membership even today.
Folks, and if you look on the website, Shangri-La OK, folks, let me tell you, looking at some of those prices for, you know, as you said, the transient guest, that would be me. I'd just be like going through as I'm going through Tinker Air Force Base or somewhere. But they're really, really priced nice. The only thing that's missing at your resort right now is Ratchman and myself. I mean, that is it right now. We have
hey, Barry, you know, he set you up for inviting us. How do you like that? He just
I think you have a tea time Friday. I'm not sure, but I think
I wish I could. I'll be flying back from Delaware on Friday. But I would be there.
Love to have you guys out. We had Art out. That was a really good time. And you know, we had Eli from Golfer. David Golfer, thank you. And we just had a great time out there. We got some great eats. The resort pool got a 6,500 square foot resort style pool that if you don't pay attention, you'll think you're laying down in the Turks and Caicos somewhere.
Hey, Barry, we're getting close to taking a break here. It's almost time to wrap it up, and I got to get you. You know, we got a bunch of guys that we do a little bit of traveling all around Texas and, of course, Mexico, Louisiana. We all hit the outskirts, and everybody wants Texas travelers anyways. So I got to ask you, how close is a casino if we bring some players up and want to come not only play golf, but gamble at the same time?
Well, I don't know if it's how close or how many.
Well, okay, how many? How many?
We've got 4 or 5 within a 45-minute drive, and we've got one within 20 minutes. So if that's something you're searching for while we have there, our shuttle will take you actually to the one that's 20 minutes away, and about 50 minutes up the road. There's 2 up on the Missouri line, and then there's one right outside of Tulsa. Just outside of Tulsa, between us and Tulsa. So there's plenty of that activity as well.
Golf and gambling. I mean, you got us hooked already.
Yeah, but I want to see that world-class dining facility. I am a burger man. And this is how bad it was, Barry. I'm going through Chicago the other day to get out here. I had to stop at Harry Carey's in the middle of the airport to eat that $20 burger because it was a Harry Carey burger. And it was like no other. If you got a good burger, I'm there with a cold beverage.
I will take on Harry Carey's. I've been to Chicago many times, got a great burger, but ours will take it down.
Oh, I'm in, baby. I am in. I ain't rounder than a quarter pounder for nothing. Let me tell you.
It's a half pound of wonderful is what it is. So it's all good. You got to come in here and get them.
I'm feeling it, baby. I'm feeling
it. Hey, Barry, I want to thank you for taking some time out, kind of getting to our viewership. Let us know what you guys got going on in Oklahoma. And man, we'll get you back on again because I know we didn't get to all the things that I really wanted to talk about. You got a lot of moving parts, like you said up there,
Yep.
and we'd like to break them all down again. But I want to appreciate you coming on our show. And there's a good chance you might see Dave and I making our way up there. And I know Art says it's a must for us to play and stay. So we're looking forward to it.
Perfect. You'll be my personal guest, and I will be privileged to escort both of you all around all 45 holes of golf and put a burger in front of you. You won't forget.
Barry, you're a smooth talker, buddy. I appreciate that. Hey, Barry, have yourself a great rest of the week, and we'll catch up with you real soon.
Guys, thanks so much for having us on, and appreciate the information. See you.
All right, Barry.
You bet.
You take care. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, folks, listen, we're going to take a real quick break. When we come back, we're going to try to wrap this thing up and get on with our life. Don't go away. We'll be right back. Golf After Hours. Grab a cold one if you already have that.
Step into this clubhouse and you're stepping into history. Walk this fairway and imagine you're in the gallery of one of the first PGA Tour events, or cross this bridge and know that Nelson, Hogan, Palmer, and Crenshaw each crossed it first. Because this is Brackenridge Park, the oldest 18-hole public golf course in Texas, site of the first Texas Open and home to the Texas Golf Hall of Fame. Set your tee time today and step into history at Brackenridge Park.
Are you ready to treat you and your friends to a great golfing experience in 2023? If so, it's time to tee it up at the Club at Star Ranch. Located in Hutto, just 30 minutes from Austin, the Club at Star Ranch offers manicured fairways, pure putting greens, and multiple tee options for all skill levels to enjoy. Home of the 4-hour round, the Club at Star Ranch is rated 4.6 stars and strives for course consistency so you and your friends can enjoy the golf experience you deserve. The Club at Star Ranch, where your next round awaits.
Tee it up at Edwin Watts Golf Shops for the Callaway Fall Fitting Event happening September 11th through the 17th. This event is your chance to get professionally custom fit for any of the 3 all-new Callaway Apex Pro Series iron sets. The Apex family of irons has a new forged construction allowing for elite ball strikes and a pure feel. Don't miss the Edwin Watts Golf Shops Callaway Apex Fitting Event happening September 11th through the 17th. To reserve your free custom fitting, book online at edwinwattsgolf.com.
Welcome back, everybody, to Golf After Hours. Mike Ratchman, Dave Roberts. Hey, we are just about ready to wind this thing down. And hey, Johnny, you got that video, right? Okay, hold on. We're going to end with that video. You know, Dave and I, we always talk a little bit about staying in shape, making sure you're stretching for the game. You know, because once you start stretching, man, I'm telling you, your whole life will change. And you'll be able to make that swing. You'll be able to make that turn. And, here in the next couple of weeks, we're going to bring a fitness person in here to talk a little bit about some of the simple things that you can actually do and that really do help. And it's not much. You put in 15 to 20 minutes a day, and you're going to be amazed as to how your arms will stretch, how your knees will bend. And it's not anything that, you got to go talk to a physician about. So you're going to want to stick around for that. Hey, folks, I want to thank our guests, man. I mean, Barry Willingham, folks, I think they got a special place up there. And I think if you're thinking about doing any traveling this fall, or even if you're going to think about spring or fall next year, I know a lot of people are doing that already. Man, put this on your list there. At least go to their website. Dave, what is their website?
ShangriLaOK.com.
Check it out. I mean, just grab yourself a drink and go through it. They got a lot of stuff going on up there. And of course, Lee Smith. I want to thank Edwin Watts, Lee Smith. He's always helpful. And folks, listen, if you're not buying your supplies from Edwin Watts,
you're stupid.
Don't be that person. Do not be that person. I mean, and they got 5 locations in the state. Look it up, Edwin Watts, and folks, their service is off the charts. Very, very good. Hey, listen, I want to thank everybody for joining us throughout the week. I know podcasting is mostly done throughout the week while you're traveling. And don't forget, if you're thinking about playing golf, the Texas Golf Insider can be picked up at over 500 locations at golf courses or digitally. You can go to Texas Golf Insider, download the magazine, and have links directly to the tee sheets, that places you like, or maybe things you want to buy. It's going to be hitting the market real hard in 2024. Texas Golf Insider, number one most picked up guide to golf in Texas. Hey, that wraps it up for nice job, Dave. Nice job. From afar. Hey, folks, listen, we were talking about stretching, and I'm going to leave you with, if you think you can stretch, you're going to live forever. Just keep stretching. But there are some people who go way beyond stretching. And Dave and I are going to check out this week, and we'll see you next week. Remember, rain or shine,
book your tee time.
Stick around for this video, and you will like it. Dave and I'll be back next week. We'll see you all later. Cheers.
Cheers.
Have a wonderful rest of the week.
What's your name? Where are you from?
I'm Shamika Charles. I'm from Trinidad and Tobago, but raised in Buffalo, New York.
Okay. Well, thanks so much for being here. What is your bar trick?
I am going to be doing some limbo for you guys today.
Some limbo? All right. Well, do you need me to hold that?
I actually need you to grab me 2 beer bottles from the bar.
2 beer bottles from the bar? Okay.
One goes right there.
Okay.
And I'll take the other one from you over here.
Oh, shut up.
Oh, it gets serious. All right.
All right.
So, are we ready for this? Okay. So I'm going to take off a few inches.
Okay.
But I do need you to grab me 2 trays of drinks from the bar as well.
Okay.
Please.
We got some, there we go, some drinks. There we are. Take that.
Thank you.
I'll take this. Okay. Shamika, good luck. Take it away. Shamika, everybody. I'm not Congratulations.